family, we are here tonight and we're coming to you live and direct as always. You know what? The purpose of us being here is to share our knowledge of veganism. You know, I've been a vegan since, oh God, the 70s. And we've been doing this thing before there was tofu being made, before there was veggie cheese. We had to do all those things back in the day. So the value you get for coming here is we teach you how to do it old school style, not all that new school, because guess what? What happens if you move and all that stuff ain't there? Will you still be able to have cheese? Will you still be able to have tofu? Well, at this show, we're going to show you how to do different things. So we're going to show you how to take it back to the roots, back to the farm, okay? That's the benefit of coming here to Sisters Vegan. Tonight, I'm making for you enchiladas. Yeah, you know? And, of course, as I said, we're taking it back to basic. This ain't no enchiladas made with enchilada sauce from no can. We're making the enchilada sauce ourselves, and we're taking it right there. Okay, let's start. Okay, family, so we're going to start by turning on our little, portable stove. Okay, going to turn that on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place these peppers. We're just going to lay them down in the pan. We're going to toast them. Why are we toasting them? For optimal flavor. It's just that simple. We're building layers of flavors here, guys. And we're just going to toast these on each side for about 1 to 2 minutes so you start smelling them, and then we'll turn them over. Okay? Okay, family, that's been about 2 minutes. I can start smelling them. What you're doing is make sure you don't do a scorch them. See, if you scorch them, you're going to make your sauce bitter. And you don't want it bitter. You want it to be nice, okay? So remember, this pan has no oil in it. No oil in it. I'm just roasting them like on top of the stove top. Okay? So just take about another minute or two. So I just smell the other side. Flavor. Yes. And that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to take them out. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I want to just pan roast my tomatoes. Same thing, no oil. Also my onions. And my garlic. And we're doing the same. Why we're doing this is, of course, we want, fire roasted. Anytime you're doing like Mexican food or Latin American food, when you fire roast the vegetables, it's good. Just like when I'm doing my tomatillo sauce, I like to fire roast the tomatillos, the garlic, and the onions the same way. Because that helps to build flavor and add depth of just gooey goodness. Okay, I'm starting to smell everything. I'm just going to turn it over a little bit. Now, y'all, I'm just going to add a little tamari. I know this is not Mexican or Latino, but you know me. I put tamari in almost everything I cook. That'll help them get just a little juice too to help them fire roast better. Turn that stove up just a little bit. And we should be in the money. Looks really good and it smells really good. Alright. So now we have our chilies prepared. We have our tomatoes, our onion, and our garlic fire roasted. So the next step is a very important step. We're going to take these chilies. First, let's just grab some gloves. I don't put on gloves too often in the kitchen, but I definitely put on gloves when I'm dealing with these chilies. Because guess what? If you put your hands on these chilies, then you rub your eyes. Boy, you'll be crying till I'm on it. So, put on your gloves for this part. What we're going to do is we're going to grab our paring knife. Yeah? And we're going to grab another bowl. And we're going to start our process. I'm going to start by taking off the stems. Okay, and then opening the chili. And taking out all the seeds. That's the whole point. Take out, so they're calling it de-seeding. And you see this part right here? Let me show you. This is the membrane. People say it's the seed that's the hottest. Oh no, it's not, boo. It's this membrane. Make sure you get that out of there, because that's the heat. These are like the chili pepper seeds that you will see in chili flakes, like you would put on your pizza. That's all that is. They hot, but they're not hot as that membrane. See another piece here? Get that out of there. And then we'll just do all of the chilies just like that. So they calling it deseeding it, of course, and taking off the stem. So it's a process. It's going to take a few minutes to do. But again, make sure you do this. Okay, family, we have deseeded all of our peppers and taken out all the stems and removed the membrane. And so now we're ready to go and take it to the next level. So what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to take my stock pot, and then I am going to fill it with the rest of my ingredients. So those are my bouillon cloves. Of course, I want to make a broth. So I like to simmer. You can do it in water, but I like water. I like a broth, veggie broth, because it will give it even more, again, with building flavor profile. So then I'm just going to let that come to a boil. And then I'm going to add the peppers. Okay, so now we can see that water is boiling. It's steaming and ready. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop these chilies into this broth, this vegetable broth. Yeah. And then just stir it up a little bit so they can be down in there, because we really want them to rehydrate and get soft. That's the whole point. So we're going to turn this fire off, and then we will come back in about 20 minutes and they should be ready. Okay, family, let's take off this pot. It's been steaming for about 20 minutes. You can see the beautiful color on that. Yeah. This is why you know how we build flavor. So we're just going to take some of the mixture out and put it in the food processor. You see how those peppers look all soft and they're rehydrated. As you can see, they're very pliable. So I'm going to add that as well as the juice. I'm going to add the tomatoes and the onions and the garlic that we fire roasted. I'm going to add a little salt, sea salt of course. I'm going to add a little Mexican oregano. I'm going to add a little cumin. And then I'm just going to add a tad bit of coconut sugar. Not too much. You know why? Because sometimes it gets bitter, the peppers, after they roasted. They're just roasted too much, or some of the tartness. That sugar will balance it. And then we're just going to hold it down and blend. Family, what I'm going to do is I just transfer this to blender so I can get a finer blend on it. Okay, that looks perfect. Let's take that off. I'm just going to take that mixture and go on and pour it into my saucepan. And then I'm just going to cook it. The sauce, I didn't bother to strain it. I didn't see too much pulp in it. To me, that's excellent in depths of flavor. It's only going to make it that much thicker and for what we're trying to do, so it's perfect. I'm just going to stir my pot up a little bit there. And then I'm just going to let this simmer for about 25 minutes, and then we'll come back and then we'll make our our alternative veggie meat for it, and then begin to roll out our tortillas for our enchiladas. Okay, so I'm going to grab me a skillet, and then I'm going to add some canola oil. Yeah, that's a little popping on there, water or not. And then I'm going to add the green peppers. Just let them saute for a second by themselves. Okay, now I'm going to add my onions. I'm going to saute them lightly until they're translucent. It's starting to, starting to smell really good in here, y'all. Wish you were here. You are here, right here with me. We're doing this together. I'm going to add my garlic. And then I'm going to add just a little tamari. I like to add tamari to my sauteed vegetables just so you'll have that nice round depth of flavor. It's really good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add that our veggie chunks that have been blended in the food processor. We're going to add those. And then stir up everything. Okay, that has simmered a little bit. Give it about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to start adding my paprika. I'm going to add a little cumin. I'm going to add some taco seasoning. This is the taco seasoning I like. It's all, of course, organic. And it's vegan like us. So that's the one I'm talking about. And then finally I'm going to add my sea salt. And then I'm going to just stir up my mixture and let those seasonings just cook into the mixture some, just a little bit. Let me turn up my fire a little bit. There we go. So I can get a nice even cook on that. The spices are starting to bloom into the actual mixture of our vegan meat substitute here that we have. It's looking really good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my I'm going to add in my ketchup. And I'm going to add in a little water. Just allows the mixture to all come together as one. And then I'm going to simmer it. And then that will be our meat substitute for our enchiladas. We built flavors, layers of flavors, using the vegetables, of course, a vegetable stock, of course. Then taking the time to actually put everything together and blend it and make it one cohesive dish. So what we're going to do now is just going to let that go on and bubble and cook out. Add just a little bit more water, just a little, and that will be that. So we'll let this cook out till there's no more water left. Usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes. But be careful, don't go too far because this will burn, okay? Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, family, it's smelling really good in here. You can see, so it's been about 20 minutes, and most of the water, almost 90% of it, is gone out of the mixture. So this about another minute. We'll just keep stirring because we don't want it to burn. This is when it gets very delicate. You don't want to leave it like a baby. You don't want to leave it unattended. not a good time to walk away. So this food will maintain and last in the refrigerator too. So you can mix this mixture and then you can put it away. You can use the same mixture for taco fillings. You can use it to put inside your chili as your chili meat. So it's so many things you can do with it, you know. So there we go. We're going to let this cool and then we're going to come back to you and then we're going to start rolling these tortillas and get these enchiladas going. Okay, health as well. Let's come back in a minute. Okay, since it's vegan family, we're here. It's time for us to go ahead on and roll up these tortillas so we can get our enchiladas started. So I got a skillet here on the pan, and I've added a little oil. And what I'm just going to do is lightly fry on both sides of my tortillas. Okay, that's perfect. I'm just going to lay them some excess oil off. So we're going to start this rolling. So what I'm going to do is just put some of my enchilada sauce into the pot. Why? Because it's just easier for me to dip my tortillas in. Because I want them to get saturated so they'll be better to roll. So I'm just going to dip them into the sauce, enchilada sauce, on both sides. And then first, let me do this. Let me just put a little in the bottom. Well, why do you do that? Well, because it keeps the enchiladas from burning on the bottom. It's just a good thing to do. Like if you do a lasagna or anything like that with a tomato-based sauce, you just line the bottom of the pan just a little bit with the sauce, and it'll keep it from burning, and then it'll give it flavor, depths of flavor. So I'm going to take a little of my meat substitute that we made. Yeah. And then I'm going to take a little cheese. And then I'm just going to roll it up. Sort of like it looks like, what's that, taquitos. Okay, and then we'll keep doing that. Just the whole process. We're just going to repeat it for how many shells we have, and we have exactly 12. So again, we're going to get some of our meat substitute. Get a spoon. Put a little of our cheese. And you said, what kind of cheese are we using? We're using this Via Life mozzarella flavored grated cheese. We like this plant-based cheese. It's really nice. Doesn't have a whole lot of ingredients, and that's why I like it. Yes, basic. Okay, let's get through rolling these up. And then we'll just put them in the pan side by side, and we'll make 2 rolls. Okay. There we go. Now keep in mind these are mini, they call them like street size tacos. So if you use the big ones, you could get like 6 and 6, and then you'll have this one, but this is the mini. So we're gonna have a little bit more than we would usually have if we have the bigger ones. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so our pan is all full. So what I usually do is I just take that extra sauce and I just put it on the top. I don't like to waste it because you see all the process we went to make it. Okay, everything looks good. I'm just going to pour just a little more ooey goodness of my sauce. Now, you know, sir, with this sauce, you can add just a little chocolate to it. Some chocolate to it. To this enchilada sauce, and you'll have what? Mole! Mole! So, you know, that's really turn up time. Okay. So now I'm just gonna top this with a little black olives, because we like to add nutrition, and we vegetarians. I mean, we vegan, so we eat vegetables any and every time we can. These olives are so good for our skin. So good for our skin. So we got those. And then we have some green onions. Or as they say in Jamaica, scallion. And then we're going to add some more of our shredded cheese. Well, you can add way more than I add. I've already put a lot inside, but you put another cup on. This is like a cup. Well, you can put like a cup and a half to 2 cups on top, depending on how cheesy you want it. And then I'm going to put some of our cilantro. This cilantro was grown by my girlfriends. So green, organics, big up, love, respect. And then that's it. Then we'll just take this and place this in the oven and bake it for 350 degrees.